Welcome to Medieval Age Mysteries, where the echoes of kings and kingdoms resonate through the corridors of time. Today we embark on a journey across medieval Europe, unraveling the intricate tales of rulers who shaped nations and left enduring legacies. From the sun-drenched lands of Portugal to the rugged shores of Scandinavia, each king's story unfolds with triumphs, challenges, and often tragic ends. Join us as we delve into the lives of these fascinating rulers, exploring their reigns amidst the tapestry of medieval politics, intrigue, and power. Through their triumphs, they forged dynasties. Through their challenges, they faced adversaries both within and beyond their borders. And through their tragic ends, they left behind mysteries that still captivate historians and storytellers alike. Firstly, we delve into the life and untimely demise of King Harold II of England, the last Anglo-Saxon king. Harold Godwinson, better known as Harold II, was born around 1022 into a powerful Anglo-Saxon family. He was the son of Godwin, Earl of Wessex, and quickly rose to prominence in the English court. By 1053, Harold had succeeded his father as the Earl of Wessex, becoming one of the most influential men in England. After the death of King Edward the Confessor in January 1066, Harold was elected king by the Witan, the Council of Nobles. Despite claims to the throne by others, including William of Normandy and Harald Hardrada of Norway, Harold was crowned King of England, ushering in a brief but tumultuous reign. Harold's reign was fraught with challenges and mysteries. One major controversy is the question of whether Edward the Confessor promised the throne to William of Normandy. Additionally, Harold faced invasions from both Harald Hardrada and William, leading to fierce battles that would shape the future of England. Harold successfully repelled the invasion of Harald Hardrada at the Battle of Stamford Bridge in September 1066. However, his victory was short-lived. Just weeks later, William of Normandy landed in southern England, forcing Harold to march his exhausted army to face this new threat. On October 14, 1066, the decisive Battle of Hastings took place. At Hastings, the fate of England hung in the balance. Despite a valiant defense, Harold's forces were eventually overwhelmed by William's well-prepared army. According to legend, Harold met his end when he was struck in the eye by an arrow, though the exact details remain debated. His death marked the end of Anglo-Saxon rule and the beginning of Norman dominance in England. King Harold II's reign was brief but pivotal, forever altering the course of English history. His tragic end at the Battle of Hastings is a poignant reminder of the relentless struggles for power in medieval Europe. Next, we delve into the life and untimely demise of King Richard III of England, the last Plantagenet king. Richard III was born on October 2, 1452, at Fotheringhay Castle, the youngest son of Richard, Duke of York. Growing up during the turbulent Wars of the Roses, Richard became a skilled military commander and a loyal supporter of his brother, King Edward IV. Upon Edward IV's death in 1483, his young son, Edward V, was set to inherit the throne. However, Richard, serving as Lord Protector, declared Edward and his brother illegitimate. Richard assumed the throne, becoming Richard III. His rise to power was marred by suspicion and the mysterious disappearance of the princes in the Tower. One of the greatest mysteries of Richard III's reign is the fate of the princes in the Tower. Edward V and his brother vanished, leading to widespread speculation about their deaths. Richard's reign was also marked by efforts to strengthen royal authority and stabilize the kingdom amidst lingering Yorkist-Lancastrian tensions. In 1485, Richard faced a formidable challenge from Henry Tudor, a Lancastrian claimant to the throne. The stage was set for a decisive confrontation. On August 22nd, 1485, Richard's forces met Henry's at Bosworth Field in Leicestershire. Despite his strategic acumen, Richard III was betrayed by key allies during the battle. As the tide turned against him, Richard fought valiantly but was ultimately killed in combat. His death marked the end of the Plantagenet dynasty and the rise of the Tudors, with Henry VII ascending the throne. Richard's body was hastily buried in a humble grave, only to be rediscovered centuries later. King Richard III's reign and tragic death are emblematic of the brutal power struggles of medieval England. His legacy, shrouded in mystery and controversy, continues to captivate historians and the public alike. Now we explore the tumultuous reign and mysterious death of King Edward II of England. Edward II was born on April 25, 1284, the fourth son of King Edward I. He ascended to the throne in 1307 following his father's death, inheriting a kingdom plagued by internal strife and external threats. Edward II's reign began amidst challenges, including ongoing conflicts with Scotland and discontent among the English nobility. His reliance on favorites, such as Piers Gaveston and Hugh Despenser, sparked resentment and rebellion among powerful barons. During Edward II's reign, Scotland's struggle for independence under Robert the Bruce intensified. Meanwhile, the influence of the Despenser family grew, leading to accusations of tyranny and mismanagement. Edward's reign was marked by instability and conflict. In 1326, Queen Isabella, Edward's wife, led a successful invasion of England with Roger Mortimer, aiming to depose Edward II. Edward's support crumbled, and he was forced to abdicate in favor of his son, Edward III. He was subsequently imprisoned at Berkeley Castle. The circumstances surrounding Edward II's death remain shrouded in mystery and speculation. Officially, he was said to have died on September 21st, 1327, but rumors persisted that he had been murdered. Various accounts suggest methods of execution, including suffocation and insertion of a red-hot poker. King Edward II's reign was defined by conflict, betrayal, and tragedy. His mysterious death has sparked centuries of debate among historians and continues to fascinate those who study medieval history. Moving forward, we delve into the turbulent reign and tumultuous end of King John of England. John Lackland, better known as King John, was born in 1166, the youngest son of King Henry II and Eleanor of Aquitaine. Despite being the favored son initially, John faced challenges throughout his life, particularly in his troubled reign as king. John's path to the throne was fraught with tension and rivalry among his family members. After the death of his elder brother, Richard the Lionheart, in 1199, John succeeded him as King of England. However, his reign would soon be marred by conflict and controversy. John's reign was marked by numerous challenges, including conflicts with his barons over taxation and governance. His confrontations with Pope Innocent III over ecclesiastical appointments led to England being placed under interdict and John's eventual excommunication. In 1215, faced with rebellion from his barons and pressure from the church, John was forced to agree to the Magna Carta, a document that limited royal power and guaranteed certain rights to the nobility. However, the peace was short-lived, as John sought revenge against his opponents. In October 1216, John's health began to deteriorate. While attempting to retake lands lost to the French, he contracted dysentery and grew weaker. He died on October 18, 1216, at Newark Castle. His death marked the end of a troubled reign, leaving behind a legacy of division and instability. King John of England's reign was defined by conflict, betrayal, and the struggle for power. His tragic end serves as a cautionary tale of the challenges faced by medieval monarchs. Following this, we examine the brief but enigmatic reign and sudden demise of King Louis V of France. Louis V, born in 967, was the son of King Lothair of France and his queen, Emma of Italy. He belonged to the Carolingian dynasty, which had ruled much of Western Europe since the time of Charlemagne. Louis V ascended to the throne of West Francia in 986. Louis V's path to kingship was unexpectedly swift. Following the death of his father, King Lothair, Louis, at the age of 19, succeeded to the throne of West Francia. His brief reign would be marked by attempts to assert royal authority amidst regional challenges. During his reign, Louis V faced internal challenges, including conflicts with powerful nobles and struggles to maintain control over territories. His efforts to consolidate power were cut short by his sudden and unexpected death. In 987, Louis V embarked on a campaign to assert his authority in Aquitaine, a region where local lords resisted royal control. His plans were interrupted by a sudden and tragic event that would forever alter the course of his reign. Louis V's death in May 987 remains shrouded in mystery. Historical records suggest that he fell from his horse while hunting near the forest of Halate. The exact circumstances of his death have sparked speculation and debate among historians. King Louis V's brief reign and mysterious death underscore the unpredictability of medieval life and politics. His passing left West Francia in a state of uncertainty, paving the way for future dynastic struggles. Now we delve into the shocking assassination of King James I of Scotland, a pivotal event in Scottish history. James I was born in July 1394, the son of King Robert III of Scotland. His early years were marked by turmoil and political intrigue, including the murder of his older brother David Stewart, Duke of Rothesay. James I's path to kingship was fraught with challenges. In 1406, he was captured by English pirates and imprisoned by King Henry IV of England, spending nearly 18 years in captivity. He eventually returned to Scotland and was crowned King of Scots in 1424. James I's reign was characterized by ambitious reforms aimed at strengthening royal authority and curbing the power of unruly nobles. His policies, including the establishment of a royal council and efforts to improve justice, earned him both supporters and enemies. By 1437, James I's reforms had alienated powerful nobles who resented his attempts to diminish their influence. Tensions simmered beneath the surface as discontent grew among those who saw their privileges threatened by the king's policies. On the night of February 20th, 1437, King James I was staying at the Blackfriars Monastery in Perth. A group of conspirators, led by Sir Robert Graham, broke into the king's chambers. Despite efforts to defend himself, James I was brutally attacked and stabbed to death. King James I's assassination shocked Scotland and plunged the kingdom into turmoil. His death was a tragic reminder of the dangers faced by medieval monarchs who sought to reform and consolidate power. Then we turn into the mysterious reign and untimely end of King Wenceslaus III of Bohemia. Wenceslaus III, born in 1289, was the son of King Wenceslaus II of Bohemia and Judith of Habsburg. He belonged to the prestigious Przemyslid dynasty, which had ruled Bohemia for centuries. Wenceslaus III ascended to the throne of Bohemia in 1305 at the young age of 16. Wenceslaus III's path to kingship was unexpectedly swift. Following the death of his father, King Wenceslaus II, he inherited the Bohemian throne amidst political intrigue and external pressures. His youth and inexperience would prove challenging in the turbulent times ahead. During his brief reign, Wenceslaus III faced numerous challenges, both internal and external. He struggled to assert his authority over powerful nobles and faced threats from neighboring kingdoms eager to exploit Bohemia's vulnerabilities. In 1306, Wenceslaus III embarked on a campaign to secure his realm and consolidate power. However, his plans were cut short by a sudden and tragic event that would forever alter the course of Bohemian history. On August 4th, 1306, while staying at Olomouc Castle, Wenceslaus III was mysteriously assassinated. Historical accounts vary on the exact circumstances of his death, with some suggesting political intrigue and others proposing personal motives. His assassination left Bohemia in turmoil, with questions surrounding his legacy and the future of the kingdom. The untimely end of King Wenceslaus III of Bohemia remains shrouded in mystery and intrigue. His brief reign serves as a reminder of the precarious nature of medieval kingship and the challenges faced by young rulers in a complex political landscape. Now we delve into the dual kingdoms and turbulent reign of King Magnus IV of Sweden and Norway, also known as Magnus Eriksson. Magnus Eriksson, born in 1316, was the son of Duke Erik Magnusson of Södermanland and Ingeborg of Norway. He inherited the thrones of Sweden and Norway through his mother's lineage, which was deeply rooted in the dynastic histories of both kingdoms. Magnus Eriksson's path to kingship was shaped by dynastic alliances and political maneuvers. In 1319, at the age of 3, he was proclaimed King of Sweden, and in 1320, he was crowned King of Norway, uniting the two realms under his rule. Despite inheriting two powerful kingdoms, Magnus IV faced numerous challenges during his reign. His early years were marked by regency and external pressures, as well as internal conflicts over governance and succession. Magnus IV's reign was characterized by efforts to balance the interests of Sweden and Norway, two distinct kingdoms with unique cultural, political, and economic landscapes. His policies aimed to strengthen royal authority while navigating the complexities of dual kingship. Towards the end of his reign, Magnus IV faced challenges from rival claimants and internal dissent. His legacy as a ruler who sought to unify and govern two kingdoms would endure, despite the tumultuous events that marked his later years. King Magnus IV of Sweden and Norway's reign was a complex chapter in medieval history, highlighting the challenges and complexities of dual kingship. Now we delve into the controversial reign and legacy of King Sancho II of Portugal, reigned from 1223 to 1248. Sancho II, born in 1209, was the son of King Afonso II of Portugal and Urraca of Castile. He ascended to the throne of Portugal in 1223 at a young age, inheriting a kingdom deeply rooted in its struggles for independence and consolidation. Sancho II's early years as king were marked by challenges inherited from his father's reign, including tensions with the nobility and conflicts over royal authority. His ascension to the throne at a young age tested his ability to navigate these complexities. Sancho II's reign was characterized by ongoing conflicts with the nobility and the church, particularly over issues of governance and land rights. His efforts to assert royal authority often led to resistance and internal strife. One of the defining controversies of Sancho II's reign was his conflict with the Church, particularly the powerful Templar order. His policies and disputes with religious authorities ultimately led to his deposition in 1247, amid accusations of incompetence and heresy. Sancho II's deposition marked the end of his reign, but his legacy continued to influence Portuguese history. He was remembered as a controversial figure who struggled to balance royal authority with the interests of the nobility and the Church. King Sancho II of Portugal's reign remains a complex chapter in medieval history, reflecting the challenges of governance and the conflicts between secular and religious powers. Lastly, we explore into the reign and tragic end of King Erik V of Denmark, also known as Erik Klipping, reigned from 1259 until his assassination in 1286. Erik Klipping, born in 1249, was the son of King Christopher I of Denmark and Margaret Sambiria. He ascended to the throne of Denmark in 1259 at a young age, inheriting a kingdom plagued by internal strife and external threats. Erik Klipping's early years as king were marked by ongoing conflicts with powerful nobles and rival claimants to the throne. His efforts to consolidate royal authority faced resistance, testing his leadership during a turbulent period in Danish history. During his reign, Erik Klipping sought to strengthen royal authority and promote stability within Denmark. He implemented reforms aimed at centralizing governance and maintaining peace amidst regional tensions. Despite his efforts, Erik Klipping's reign ended tragically. On November 22, 1286, he was assassinated while attending a church service in Finderup Church, Denmark. The motive behind his assassination remains a subject of historical debate, with theories ranging from political intrigue to personal vendettas. Erik Klipping's assassination marked the end of the direct line of the House of Estridsson in Denmark. His tragic death left a void in Danish leadership and contributed to further instability in the kingdom. King Erik V of Denmark's reign and tragic end remain a poignant chapter in medieval history, reflecting the challenges of leadership and the fragility of power. Now we have explored the stories of 10 medieval kings who met tragic ends. Each of these kings left an indelible mark, raising questions about their kingdoms and in the annals of history. From Portugal to Denmark, Bohemia to Sweden and Norway, their reigns were marked by triumphs, challenges, and sometimes tragic conclusions. If you have additional mysteries about these kings or want to share your thoughts, please leave a comment below. Your insights help us uncover more about these fascinating rulers. Thank you for joining us on this journey through medieval age mysteries. Join us next time as we continue to uncover more captivating stories from the past.